going on, guys? We are back out here doing some more fishing. It is fall. We are out on a bright, super windy day, and instead of heading out on the main river in the boat, we are just gonna do some backwater fishing. The water's pretty low, so we got a lot of land and banks to go along and cast. We have the opportunity to hook into bass, dogfish, pike, just a little bit of everything, because those fish are all over in these waters, and it's definitely going to be a good one. We are going to stick to the moving baits, probably throw something on top water. If we're lucky, we'll get some big blow ups, but it is fall, anything can happen, so definitely stick around, guys. It's going to be a good one. Whoa, dude, there's a giant fish following it. What is that? What is that? Is it a bowfin? It was a very dark fish, and it was massive. I don't think it was a carp because I'm pretty sure it was chasing my lure. So, I mean, the only thing I can think of is a giant bowfin, and I mean probably like pushing 10 pounds. That was a massive fish because it was way too dark to be a bass or a pike. Dang it, that really sucks. I want to know what that was. I mean, I'm pretty positive it was a bowfin. We'll never know for sure though. That fish turned to my bait like he was gonna eat it, and I cast it back in and he looked at it again, but swam off after that. Dang it. Oh, there's one. What do we got? First fish of the day. It's a pike. It's a little northern pike. There we go, guys. Fish number one. We are not skunked, boys. This guy hit it pretty hard. Classic spinnerbait pike. You can never go wrong throwing some blades for these toothy fish. There we go, guys. Look at that. Not a bad first fish to start off the day. I will take it. Just a little bitty pike, but he's got some meat on his bones. Pretty fat fish. I'll take it. I believe this is the first northern pike I've caught this year. I haven't fished with these guys because this past spring, instead of going north for these guys, we went south to a musky lake. But there we go, guys. Thank you for biting. Feels good to get a pike. I was wanting to get one of those, and I also am hoping to get a bowfin, which unfortunately that first follow I had, I'm pretty sure that was a bowfin, and he just did not commit to that bait. But all it takes is one pike to completely destroy a soft plastic trailer. Oh boy, we're gonna see if we can salvage this and use it a little bit more. This is an engineered for hook sets, soft plastics. Use code NADEF. It'll be linked down in the description below. Get 10% off on this. It makes a couple different lures you can get, a couple different soft plastics, and I love throwing a soft plastic swim bait. If you guys are familiar with the channel, you know I use these type of baits a ton, and we're gonna stick to using this bait for now, throwing it on a spinnerbait as a trailer. And I also love throwing swim baits on jig heads by themselves. Right now I'm chasing some pike, so that's why I'm throwing this as a trailer on a spinnerbait, because you can never go wrong throwing some flashy blades for these toothy fish. Oh, it's a crappie. I just had a crappie chase it. Dang it. Oh, there we go. This might be the same crappie that just missed it. Guys, like 2 casts before this, 2 casts prior, I had a crappie follow it, and I lifted the bait out of the water too soon. This is probably the same one, and this is a really good eater, man. That's probably like a 14-inch crappie. That is pretty neat. We got multi-species going on. First fish of the day was a northern pike, and fish number 2, we got a nice black crappie. See you later, buddy. I was tempting to take the guy home to fillet, but decided to let him go. And just like that, we were off to a pretty decent start. That first fish I caught, that first pike, was on a spinnerbait. And that crappie, like I said, a couple casts prior, I watched him follow all the way to the bank. He missed it. So probably like 2 casts after, right at my feet again, he came back for it and I caught him on that jerkbait too. There we go, this bait right here, a Rapala jerkbait, shallow diver. So a pretty basic coloration, some purple on the back, bright chartreuse head, and a clear body. Nice little rattle. Let's get this guy out there and hopefully get another crappie. Yeah, it's pretty cool to get one of those guys, and it was a pretty good size one. That would have been a really good eater, and I was contemplating if I was going to take him home or not, but I decided to let him go. I don't feel like messing with him. Still got a couple hours to fish, and I don't have a stringer, so would have been not the most ideal time to keep that fish. So we went ahead and let that fish go to see another day. There's a fish. Another one on the spinnerbait. Let's see what this guy is. Feels like a decent fish. Let's see. Oh, that's a bass. It's a largemouth bass. It's a good one too, not a bad one. There we go, guys. Look at that. 3 fish, 3 species. That's like a 3-pound bass. I will freaking take that. And he's barely hooked right on the piece of skin on the outside of his lip. Look at that, guys. 3-pound bass? Are you kidding me? See how healthy this fish is? Look how small his mouth is, and then look at the rest of his body. Come on, man. That's awesome. I will take that any day. Basically just walking along the banks and just fan casting all over. It's getting into fall, late fall I should say, and the fish are definitely feeding up for the winter, getting fat. Let's freaking go. That's awesome. Thank you for biting. Let's watch him swim off in these 2 inches of water. There he goes. See you later. It's pretty cool. I seen action from 4 different species. The first one I had that follow, and then we got that northern, got that crappie, and now a bucket mouth. I'm hoping to get a dogfish because I haven't caught one of those in a while. I haven't really fished for them too much, but I mean, they're pretty similar to bass and pike. They'll eat just about anything. You can also catch them on dead bait a lot. I've tried that for them in here a while ago, and I mean, I've came close to catching some. That's definitely a pretty fun strategy to try and catch those fish. I mean, I'm not really after anything too specific. I don't really care. I'll take whatever I can get. The sun is warm, but the wind is pretty cool, and it's kind of hot wearing a hoodie right now when you're out of the wind, but when it's blowing, I'm definitely happy to have one on. Oh, there's another fish. That actually feels like a good one. That fish hit it really hard. Oh, that feels bigger. Let's see what it is. Haven't seen him yet. That is a good fish, whatever it is. Oh, dude, that's a big bass. Let's go. Let's freaking go, guys. It's like a 4 or 5 pound largemouth. I'll take this any freaking day, man. Look at that. Freaking crushed it. Look at that. He's got a black dot on his fin right there. A couple on his back tail fin. And I knew it was a good one the way that was fighting me. He was pulling hard. He was not coming up. Here we go. They are crushing the blades. Nice largemouth bass. I'm gonna get this guy on the scale, see what he weighs. We're gonna zero it out, toss this guy on, and see what he weighs. And before we look at it, I'm gonna guess, I'll just guess 4 pounds flat. He's not giant, but he's definitely good. Okay, I do not know what I am talking about. Clearly I've not bass fished that much this year. Kind of get out of it, chase some other species. That is just a 3 pound, 1 ounce bass. I mean, I guess looking at him now, he's probably about the same size, just a little bit bigger than that last fish. That is a stud though. Super healthy fish, super fat. There you go, you're free. Awesome. What a beautiful fish. Let's go, guys. Another one down. Yeah, like I said, just fan casting, walking along the banks. And I mean, as you can see, the water is insanely low, and I'm reeling at a moderate speed because if I don't, my bait is just going to sink down and get in all that silt and moss that's on the bottom. So I got to keep it moving up above all that crap, but I don't want to reel too fast just enough to keep me off that bottom. And you can definitely hear the wind howling. It is crazy out here. We did not want to go out on the main river in the boat because of this, so that's why I'm just doing some bank fishing for the afternoon. But we are going to go out on the river tomorrow morning. Hopefully get on some smallmouth bass and walleye. This is still not a bad way to spend the evening. Catching some crappie, some bass, some pike. Fingers crossed for that dogfish that I have not caught in a few years. Also, another thing is I wouldn't even want to take a kayak out in this crap. I mean, I could probably get out of the wind, tucked up, and cast along this little island here, but if you guys know, kayak fishing and wind do not go together whatsoever. And since the water is so low, I can walk around the banks. Normally it'd be a lot harder to get around through all this to cast. We can get one even bigger. I've caught bass twice the size in here before. So I know they're in here for sure, along with those pike and dogfish. There's one. What is that, a pike? Oh crap, what was that? I couldn't tell. It looked really fat and really short, but it also looked like a pike. I guess we'll never know. I mean, it could have been a largemouth. The way it was jumping around like that. The bite seems to be picking up. Right now I'm just sticking to the spinnerbait. I might try topwater as well. I'm not too sure, but I mean, I figured blades throwing a spinnerbait in these type of conditions. High winds, temperatures cooling down. And sure enough, we're definitely getting some good action. Right now I'm actually standing on top of a beaver dam. There's a bunch of wood, and as you can tell, obviously, like I said before, the water is insanely low. Normally all of this is underwater, and this is built up way more. And usually from the past, I would see beavers swimming across and going into their dens right here and across to that island. I mean, with the water being so low, it's a lot different. Obviously the fishing isn't as good as it used to be, but this place used to be a real hidden gem. Can't complain too much though. I mean, there's still some pretty good fish in here. It's just not as easy to find them. There's a lot less in here than there used to be. Just over the past couple of years, the water levels have been insanely low. It used to flood a lot more through these woods, and everywhere we just have water coming in, lots of bait fish, lots of food. But over the past couple years, with the water being as low as it has been, it's just made places a lot more limited. There's less fish, less bait, less food for those bigger fish to eat. I mean, it sucks, it's tough, but what can you do about it? Oh, I just had one follow it and nipped my bait right at my feet. I don't know what it was. I couldn't really see it very well. Kind of looked like a little crappie, a good sized crappie, but I don't know, either that or a small bass. But I'm still sticking with this spinnerbait. And like I said earlier, I'm most definitely gonna try topwater, and I'm thinking a spook. I was thinking between this and a whopper plopper, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the spook. This is a KVD spook. Caught tons of fish on here. It's actually rusted a little bit just because I've used it so much. Obviously it's still working. The paints, a lot of it is gone and wore off by fish, but also the treble hooks. See if we can't get something on here. It is cool outside, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect the topwater bite, but how active they've been the past hour, I feel like this is not a bad choice. And I have caught tons of fish on topwater in the fall and in the past, so I think we'll get something to hit, something to commit on this. Might be a little late in the season for topwater, but crazier things have happened. And I think if we get it in the right space, in front of the right fish that is willing to bite, it will definitely crush it. And especially if we work this bait pretty close to the bank, chances are higher of getting one to find this bait and eat it. I feel like I just got bumped by something. Not sure what that was. I don't think it was bottom. I think that was a fish. There was also a cast prior or something waked right next to my bait. Oh, dude, crushed it as soon as it hit the water. Finally got a fish. Man, he just came off. No. Oh my gosh. Guys, that fish ate it as soon as it hit the water. But yeah, what do you know? Came back where I was catching them and first cast, lost a fish. Unbelievable. That is gonna do it, guys. Not the ending I was expecting. We came out here and I mean within the first hour we caught a good number of fish. 3 different species. We got the crappie, pike, and largemouth. Then we lost a few fish. Nothing on the top water, surprisingly. It seemed pretty active, but after that the bite just seemed to die down. But nonetheless, we still caught some good fish. If you guys enjoyed, definitely give this video a like. Stay tuned to the channel because we are going to hit the river bright and early in the morning. We're going to beat the sunrise and get out, hopefully get on a good bite, which I'm sure we will. Walleye should be hitting pretty good, so definitely stick around, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.